All right, so we're going to go ahead and go over our review that we just did in class. So let's go ahead and get started. It says that Pablo typed 258 words in 6 minutes on NitroType. Which of the following best represents his typing rate? So these are questions that we can kind of eliminate two answer choices. Let's think. I'm typing in words per minute. There are two answer choices that are not doing words per minute. So if I look, I can automatically eliminate B and D because they flipped the order and I don't want to flip the order. So we're going to go ahead and remember when we did proportions, I was okay with you solving them multiple different ways. So if you see that I'm solving it a way that you are not used to or that you prefer doing throughout this video, I'm going to switch back and forth. So I'm going to go ahead since I'm comparing words per minute. So words and minutes. It was 258 words in 6 minutes. And since it's a typing rate, I'm trying to find out how much he can for 1 minute. And this is stuff you guys do all the time with NitroType. So I see that my corner number is 6. I can go from 6 to 1 by dividing by 6. So I'm going to do 258 divided by 6. Hopefully, since we're dividing, or now that you see we're dividing, we can quickly find what our answer is, but let's double check. So 258 divided by 6. 6 can go into 25 4 times. 4 times 6 is 24. Oh, not multiply. We're going to subtract and get 1, bring down the 8. 6 can go into 18 3 times. So our answer here is 43 words per minute. All right, next one. The ratio of right-handed students to left-handed students in the 6th grade is 3 to 2. If there are 90 total students, how many right-handed students are there? So when we're looking at ratios, we should be setting up our ratios as how it's told. So right-handed to left-handed is 3 to 2. It's talking about total, so 90 total students. So we have to find the total. I do that by doing 3 plus 2, which is 5. Okay, so right, left, and total. There's extra information here now that I don't need. I don't need the number of left-handed students. So I'm going to get rid of that so I don't get confused when I'm setting up my proportion. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set up my proportion. So I have right-handed to total. My original ratio told me 3 to 5, and there are 90 total. Excuse me. So our corner number is 5. I can't do anything to get from 5 to 3, but I do know that from 5 to 90 is times 18. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do times 18 on the top. And remember, I also showed us the bat and ball method. That is not my favorite method because I would hope that we would be able to see the relationship from 5 to 90 is times 18. So now we're going to go ahead and do 18 times 3. 3 times 8 is 24. Carry the 2. So now we're going to do 3 times 1, which is 3. Add 2, that is 5. So again, that means our answer here is that it's 54 right-handed students. Okay. A yogurt smoothie recipe calls for a yogurt to fruit ratio of 3 to 2. If Mia wants to make 45 cups of smoothie, how many cups of fruit should she add? So we're going to go ahead and same thing what we're doing here. We're going to set up our original ratio. So that means we're doing yogurt to fruit. And let's go ahead and just find the total. So yogurt to fruit, and my total is 3 plus 2, which is 5. So now we're gonna set it up and see what we actually need to fill in our ratios. So it says 45 cups of smoothies. So that means I'm not really finding the total. I mean, I'm not looking for any of what it's asking me for the original ratio. I'm looking for smoothies. So how many total? So this is my total again. So yogurt, or what is it asking? Oh no, not even yogurt. It's asking us for fruit. So it's fruit to total. So I don't need yogurt. 2 and 5. And then 45 is the total. Again, remember you can do bat and ball, right? But that's not the best way to solve these problems. You want to use that corner number. How can I get from 5 to 45? Times 9. 2 times 9 is 18. So my answer here is that it would take 18 fruit. Okay. Next one. This one is not asking us to do any math. It's just asking us to make a ratio already or to make our proportions and match them up. The scale map is 4 feet is equal to 13 miles. If the actual distance between two cities is 45.5 miles, which proportion can be used to find X, the distance represented on the map? So I'm looking here now and I see that I'm just going to make my own proportion before I look at any of the answer choices. So I'm going to write 4 feet, 13 miles is equivalent to 45.5 miles. And I don't know what X is. So this is just using our proportion to set it up. So I'm looking and I need to make sure that 4 and 13 are kind of on the same ratio. There should be on the same ratio. So it looks like everything except D is matching it correctly. So D can't be the answer. It should hopefully match, and 13 should be across from 45.5 because that's the miles. Miles is going on the bottom here. So it looks like, well, 13 is not matching there. 13 is definitely not matching here, but here it is. So C is the correct answer. Okay. For this one, and to find an equivalent ratio, you should be able to do from one side what you do to the other. So I have 5 to 8. That's the one that they're telling me at a bakery for every 5 cupcakes sold, there are 8 cookies sold. What is an equivalent ratio? I can get from 5 to 15 by doing times 3, but 8 times 4 is 32. These do not match. 5 to 8. 5 times 4 is 20. And 8 times 4 is 32. So B would be my answer. The ratio of hours to dollars is 2 to 15. So I'm going to see that it's not put in there. So I'm going to plug it in there. So that way I know that's my original ratio. I want to complete the table. So let's go ahead. Remember what we do to one side, we do to the other. We're making equivalent ratios. So I'm going to go from 2 to 8, and that's times 4. I'm not going to do 30 times 4. I'm going to do 15 times 4 because we have to match what we do to one side. Again, we do to the other. 15 times 4 is 60. So 60 is one of my answers. I'm going to go from 15 to 90, which is times 6. 2 times 6 is 12. So that's another one of my answers. Julio leaves a 24-ounce bowl of water outside in the hot sun. The water evaporates at a rate of 3 ounces every 2 hours. At this rate, how many hours will it take for all of the water to evaporate? This is another proportion. It's not asking me for total this time, so I can just set up a regular proportion. So ounces and hours, 3 ounces every 2 hours. Excuse me. And then 24 ounces. My quarter number is 3. I can't do anything to get from 3 to 2, but I can go from 3 to 24, which would be times 8. So my answer is what 2 times 8 is, which is 16. So that means it took 16 hours. Okay. This next one, there's multiple ways you can solve it, right? We can set up a box, or we can use Gallon Man, or we can use our star chart. So our star chart is really important to a problem like this. So I want to know how many cups are in 2.5 gallons. Remember, I'm gonna really zoom in so I can draw this as big as I can. We drew Gallon Man, okay? Using my star chart, it says 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. So 4 quarts. 4 quarts is equal to 2 pints. Again, I'm using my star chart. This is not memorized, it's in my star chart. And then in 1 pint, it's 2 cups. So in each pint, I'm making 2 cups. So that means in 1 gallon, I'm going to count how many cups I see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So in 1 gallon, there are 16 cups. So I'm trying to figure out how much for 2.5. So all I could do is 16 times 2.5. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry the 3. 5 times 1 is 5. Add 3, 8. Add a 0. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry the 1. We get 3. We're going to add 8 plus 2, 10. Carry not 400, but 40. So our answer here was 40 cups. And remember, in class, we talked about different ways we could have solved it. Gallon Man is a visual way where we have to do minimal math. We could have done the conversions, or you could have used your star chart to multiply 2.5 by 2, whatever you got there, by 2, whatever you got there, by 4, right? We're just going up, going back down the way. Okay, this one now I'm going to show you how we used it with the box. It says a baker used 621 milliliters of milk to prepare a recipe. How many liters did the baker use? So I'm going to go ahead and set up my box. We have milliliters and liters. 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. And I know that there were 621 milliliters. My corner number is 1,000. I can get from 1,000 to 1 by dividing by 1,000. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to divide by 1,000. So again, I want to emphasize that we've learned tricks and strategies to solve a problem like this. Yes, you could do 621, divide by 1,000, add a decimal, keep it going. Or you can remember Miss Martinez taught us a trick that there's 3 zeros. So that means I can move my decimal 1, 2, 3. So our actual answer is 621 thousandths liters. But again, you could have also done the long division. So make sure you rewatch this as many times as you need to help you on tomorrow's test. Remember, there's multiple ways to solve proportions. If you truly love bat and ball, use bat and ball, but it's best to try to find a relationship.